have no sounds. There we go.
Hello.
Hello!
It was my turn to be late.
You are still 1 minute early, so
Yay!
by my watch, at least.
No, also by mine, technically. But thank Cynthia, my library patron. I'm 15% patched. 20? Forgetting.
Oh, jeez. Well, they are ready for draft, apparently, so...
Well, I'm patching really quickly. It's almost done.
Hopefully, Gid keeps a spot
40,
for you. Otherwise, we'll have to
50.
yell at some people.
60. God, it's so much faster. When I used to do this on my Mac, it genuinely took like 30 minutes to run a League of Legends patch, which was kind of silly.
Yeah, that was back in the day. And then now it just like live patches in the client.
Ah, that's
So
nice.
wild.
85. Come on, final 15. Let's go. 86. $87. Oh, are they playing against Danny Phantom?
They're playing against Going Ghost.
Yeah, so Danny Phantom.
No, that's a different
I...
person.
That's his famous catchphrase. There we go. Okay.
That show's kind of messed up if you think about it, by the way.
Just a little.
He uses the powers of being dead.
If you think of it in the sense that he is dead.
He's definitely a goner, yeah.
The main character is a deceased teenager. Well, he's sort of like half dead. And he has to hide his ghost powers from his family, not to protect them, but to protect himself, because otherwise his parents would study him. You know, who hasn't had that problem?
Yeah. Very relatable.
Also, Danny Phantom, the, like, millennial gay sexual awakening. I have yet to meet a gay of my, like, similar age demographic that was not attracted to Danny Phantom, fun fact. Oh,
See,
Emilio, man.
I think Sam from that show also got a lot of people into goth girls. So
I would say OG goth girlfriend.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Victoris Amateur Series Week 5, 6, somewhere in there. I'm Maris, my co-caster's Alvander. We have Return of the Middlestick Spectral taking on Going Ghost. There's no Seraphina, Mumu, Jarvan, Cassante, Fiddlesticks, or Melio in our game. And first pick for Going Ghost is going to be Jonks from the hit show Arcane.
Yeah. It's been how many years and she's still buffed? Unironically, the arcane buffs are still in effect.
Yeah, kind of silly that Jinx and Vi and Jace are all just super fucking strong. Victor's still pretty good. He at least got hit a little bit, right? But
yeah,
that's because he doesn't look the same as in the show, right?
Yeah, he's not hot, so.
And Heimer just fell out of popularity.
Well, even Heimdinger's not as hot as he is in Arcane.
Sure.
Like, on Arcane, he's a nice, like, polished professor. In the game, he looks like, you know, he's staticky.
Anyway, we stay in the Gimp Yordle. Maokai is locked in for ROTM.
He sure is. That's a treat. Not from the hit show Arcane, unfortunately.
Yeah, these are just some big beefy dudes. So a lot of initiation, tankiness, potential
Frontline
for ROTM.
acquired.
Frontline acquired. Maokai, Nautilus get.
Also, yeah, a solid Milio ban then, because not only is Jinx Milio annoying already, but Milio would be the free cleanse from, well, mostly Maokai. You cannot actually cleanse much of what Nautilus does, interestingly enough.
And there's the Braum. It's been gaining a lot of popularity and frontline get for Going Ghost as they lock in Braum and Zac. Zac is basically just worse Maokai, so yeah.
They saw RotM's frontline and said, okay, we raise you a slightly worse frontline.
Well,
maybe not worse, but
yeah, already, you know, both teams showing that they want to fight front to back. The Braum pickup's kind of weird with no projectiles to block. You could theoretically just not pick any ranged characters and circumvent the fact that Braum is a champion, but then you can't kill towers. So, you know, win-win.
Braum, very good anti-dive champion, though. Weirdly enough, for like an engage melee support, actually very good to sit on Jinx and heal her despite being seemingly more engage focused.
Yeah, Kaisa is the choice for ROTM for Aeropox. And now some solo lane bans, one would imagine.
Soul O-lane bans.
Yeah, that's
because it's Aurelion Soul.
That's he got nerfed this yesterday. So
He did.
Not enough.
He now has a little less health per level, even though he builds Roa anyway, so it doesn't matter. And a little less armor?
Yeah, you can kill him earlier. The counterplay. Anyway, Silas, Lysandra, Camille, all gone. Those are some pretty good bans. Kind of curious what we're going to see Golden come out with now, with Lysandra and Seraphine off the table. If we're back to Ari, or if
perhaps
we're
a
looking at
Vex.
something different. A Vex.
She has been playing a fair bit of Vex that I've seen and looking pretty good on it, so that's certainly an option. But instead it's Nico.
We've drawn circles on the map.
Nico is best decision. Nico is an interesting one who can kind of go in with Maokai and Nautilus more than one might expect from a mid lane mage.
Yeah. Alright, so those are some champions. That signals a very big 180 in terms of team comp for Going Ghost, though. Because you have your big three kind of team fighty front to back champions, and then you just pick two split pushers. We're going to go side lanes and we're going to try to pick them apart. And now I wonder what ROTM is going to look at in response, if you have to try to one-up that, or if you just double down on your team fight. You're doubling down on the team fight.
They sure are. Oh,
well, still are.
yeah.
Poppy at least theoretically can exist against Fiora in a side lane.
Poppy can just be splitting the difference a bit.
Yeah.
She can presumably survive a touch against Fiora and isn't the worst at team fighting.
No,
Her ult does present decent objective control, so she's useful in that sense.
Yeah, I like the pick overall. I like it better than the Malphite. I don't know about doubling down into this team. Although Jinx Twisted Fate is pretty clear ult targets for Malphite in a team fight. But you already have enough initiation. You kind of need... I'm sorry, I'm being asked.
Okay.
I'm being asked if the stream is R, which is always very polite, but like, I don't give a shit.
Polite, but slightly unnecessary.
Yeah. Their heart's in the right place. Bless them, as they would say in the South. Oh, my graphic is backwards. They're in second draft right now, but it also doesn't matter because we've already seen the draft once.
What about second draft? Oh, I like their cute little ghost logo that's been there the whole time, but I only just paid attention to.
It is very cute. Um, this is our first Middle Sticks double stream day. If you look in our Discord, we have a multi-Twitch available, or you can go to twitch.tv/lipolane. The Premier team is playing their playoff match against Florida Southern College.
A college?
Yeah, they're the Mocks, apparently.
Oh. Like turtlenecks, or?
Moccasins, I'm assuming?
Oh, see, that makes a little more sense.
I'm looking them up. Florida Southern College in Lakeland, Florida.
Well, it'd be really odd if a Florida college of any variety had mock turtlenecks as their mascot, so.
I don't care about their academic. Okay, yeah, it's short for moccasins.
Hmm.
Florida
South
Southern's
Florida
athletic
College.
teams are known as the Moccasins, often shortened to Mocks. Prior to 19... Oh, it's a species of snake, yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Um,
Speaking of
prior
weird
to
college
1926,
mascots, though.
sorry, Florida
No,
Southern's
go ahead.
athletes were known as the Southerners.
Ah,
The Florida Southern Southerners.
I see why they went with the name change.
Anyway,
Speaking of odd mascots, though, do you know what Dartmouth's mascot is?
yeah, they're the Mean Green.
Is that Dartmouth? Which one am I thinking of? Which one has a keg? I thought that was Dartmouth, has Keggy the Keg.
Oh, they might have Keggy the Keg, but they're like actual denominatum is the Mean Green. Yeah, Keggy the Keg, Dartmouth College. No, you got that one.
Okay. We're actually both right, and they are also Big Green.
Oh, Big Green, not the Mean. The Mean Green is North Texas. Big Green, Mean Green divide.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the Rhode Island School of Design's mascot, which is very interesting. I would encourage everyone to Google that one for themselves.
Yeah, we had so there's a high school in Colorado. We play every once in a while in sports. Rocky Ford is the place they're from, but they're the Rocky Ford Meloniers.
Melonier?
Yeah, their mascot's a watermelon.
Oh, okay, exactly like I was imagining then.
Yeah, no, they're famous for their watermelons apparently.
This famous Colorado melons.
But it's just a very angry watermelon who's like got the biceps and he's wearing a pair of shorts. That's him, and then they'll put him in various athletic clothing. So like their hockey team always had him with like a hockey stick and wearing like demonstrably the hockey clothing, sort of.
That's
at least the
neat.
shorts. Yeah.
My high school had a terrible mascot. We had decent mascot potential because we were the shipbuilders.
Oh.
But, rather than go with like a person in a big shipbuilder, like Bob the Builder-esque costume, but hey, they have like, I don't know, R or whatever one builds sailing ships with. They were with like a boat, and we didn't actually have a mascot, but they tried to go with a very complex, like realistic Navy destroyer as the mascot, in quotes.
Yeah. We were the Rangers. The big debate that we had, because our like logo was a horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the big debate while I was in school was the Ranger's the guy on the horse, not the horse. So we had a new logo that came in that was the guy riding the horse.
Oh, okay.
But it was a big controversy. I don't understand why it was a big controversy. And then they decided to get rid of the guy on the horse and just went back to the horse for my senior year. And I didn't follow all of that. I have no idea why any of that was a problem for people, but
Who was your like rival school? What was their mascot?
So it kind of depends. If you ask people now, there's a new high school that had just been built, but they had staffed it. They had filled it with freshmen and sophomores exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't really rivals to us, but now that they're like a full high school, they would be. They're the Palm Ridge Bears. But like we were also weird because we were just kind of separated from everyone. So like and we went from 5A to 4A like every year. We were right on the border. So, yeah. Anyway, there's the Douglas County Huskies. They were kind of close to the north of us, and the south of us was all the teams in Colorado Springs. The one we didn't like the most was the Pine Creek Eagles, but I did want to give a shout out to the Liberty Lancers because that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's a neat one. We had a very one-sided rivalry in the sense that my high school sports teams were all terrible. Well, our girls' soccer team was pretty good, and I think our boys' tennis team did well. We had weird teams, but for the most part, not a good school for high school for sports. But our rival were the Dragons.
Oh.
The Brunswick Dragons.
Yeah, they're much more unique names out there.
Which is weird for New England, where you would expect creativity to go to die.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think, like, they're like Spartans and Terriers and, like, very normal mascots. There's, like, 3 Indians, but you can't be those anymore, so those have all changed to, you know, more generic mascots.
I was going to mention that when you mentioned, like, bears and eagles, of like, wow, there are some very typical mascot.
So the worst part about that, they held a big, like, naming... they pulled everyone for the nickname of the high school, and you know, you got to send in your names and what you thought it should be, and somehow Bears beat a bunch of other names, and I'll never understand that. Like, how does Bears win in the year of our Lord, like 2008, right?
Maybe just want a plurality. In terms of, and like a lot of people were not especially creative, so all the cool, I don't know. Or maybe it was a conspiracy. In fact, the school district had already bought bear-related merchandise, but they wanted to go through with the pretense of, you know, you got to choose.
All right, I'll go down one more tangent about this, and then we actually have a game to cast. So, funnily
we did fill
enough,
the 3 minutes.
There is a video game happening in the background. So I put in a name for it. I thought it was very funny. So they were going to build the high school originally on one plot of land, but they found out that there was this endangered species of mouse that lives there.
Oh.
And so they couldn't build it on the land that they had bought, so they had to build it in a different place. And I thought that it would be very funny if they just called the high school the People's Jumping Mice as their mascot, and they could use the fight song "You Can't Touch This" by MC Hammer. And I thought I was just brilliant as like a senior in high school.
That would have been a very cool mascot. Much more interesting than bears.
Yeah, the Palmer Ridge People's Jumping Mice, I think, is significantly better than Palmer Ridge Bears. We're into game. Going Ghost on the blue side. Return of the Middle Stick Spectral on the red side. A little 4-stack to try to counter invade down here in the tri-bush for Going Ghost.
You have a pretty decent level 1 from their end, because you have Braum passive, and Zac, I don't know what Zac starts in the jungle. Probably starts W?
So, kind of anything. You just don't start Q.
That makes sense.
You can start E. It makes your clear a little slower, but like, you're already
if you get
leash.
first blood, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And you have a leash, usually, so what's really the issue?
Well, nothing seems to be coming of it anyway.
Yeah, I like this. This is kind of interesting. It's very defensive from Going Ghost. Oh, they're going to find the sapling. A little unfortunate. But you 4-stack in the bush, but that means that you don't get the vision on top of your red buff. So then they all sweep back that direction with the 4 to make sure that no one had invaded and is waiting for them. Very safe start, but one that's like very textbook clean for them.
Nice to see. Like to see good coordinated play on their part. Nobody weirdly walked out through the river to die.
Yeah,
always a plus.
Like, some people 5-point and you just watch them not cover the point that they're supposed to be at, and that's just like, what was the point of 5-pointing? You could just get invaded anyway.
You covered 5 points, but those are not the 5 that you needed.
Well, the common one is people don't go like far enough out into the river, and you could just like have people wrap into your jungle anyway, and by that point you're already dead, so you have to be further out. Anyway, we don't need to discuss the finer points of 5-pointing, where the Ash Lord is doing pretty well early on. Hits level 2 first, shoves Oath in, and You can see a lot of damage coming down onto the Poppy early. Now, real way to fight back until you hit like level 3 area for Poppy. That lane is very painful early on for Poppy, and then you build Bramblevest Ninja Tabby or Ninja Tabby Warden Mail, and then it's fine until like 3 items. So just keep an
Are there
eye
any
on
champions that especially like fighting Fiora early?
that.
Oh, pause.
Pause.
Well, we can talk about this while we have a pause.
Any champions that like fighting Poppy early?
Fiora
Fiora
early.
early. Yeah, I mean, Gwen just kills her. Darius just kills her. Pantheon, like traditional lane bullies tend to do pretty well. You have to outplay as Fiora, but you still have the opportunity. Like you hit a bunch of vitals and get your
That makes
grasp
sense.
stacks. Like you can outplay those, but like, yeah.
Do you think people can tell that the 2 roles I've played at all pretty much are support and ADC, where the entire top half of the map is just a mystery to me? I don't know what junglers start, and I don't know what top lane matchups look like. That is that only exists in the abstract on my mini map.
My only advantage to this is I've played all 5 roles at some point in my life, so I have trace amounts. I have approximate knowledge of all matchups.
You have approximate knowledge of many things.
Apparently Oath was just lagging a bit. We saw it there, those trades. So we're waiting to see if that'll hopefully clear up for him. Maybe just a restart real quick.
And in the meantime, we can
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
They're ready.
Well, they're ready in the chat, so who knows when
Yes.
that actually starts, but should be before too long. We'll resume.
We'll get the unpause and then the mini pause.
Thank you, Riot Games.
Yeah, what do you expect them to do? Fix their client? Have a functioning game? They, in fact, produce multiple games now, so they have an excuse.
It's so weird that the spectator client is just like the lowest of the low priority, right? Because the only people that use that are amateur esports, right? Like, or weird people who like watching games on their client, which happens, but like they don't care about those people.
Remember when you used to put the spectate random like games from the client? Like just high elo games would cycle through and they'd be like, spectate this game.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
They will never bring that back. But
no.
Yeah, so this is like lower priority than even the regular client. So when there's bugs, sometimes they just last forever, as we've seen. My favorite one, I don't know if it still exists, but if there's... they fixed the Warwick one. The Warwick one was horrible because the entire game, whenever he had blood vision, you just have to watch the game in blood vision.
Oh no.
But the Urgot one, when he would ult people, the chains would just appear for everyone in the spectator. So
oh no.
Good trade by Oath, and he's got the W up. Does he have enough damage? It doesn't look like it, and Saint gonna walk in there. A little bit of miscoordination, I think, between Oath and Saint, because if he waits just another second longer, he gets his Maokai in there. He might go for the pin anyway, but he's got to be careful because
Zac is shadowing.
Zac is here. I haven't decided what I want to call Zac, but it's first blood for the Ash Lord. A little bit of a over-aggressive dive there from Oath, as he is wont to do. Oh, a little bit of missynergy again between mid-jungle. Oh, the Tingle Barb! The auto! Golden gets the kill with the Electrocute proc and survives a tower shot. So, 1-1. Solo laners trading kills.
Indeed. I had a point I was going to make, and now it has totally left me.
If someone wants to give me what this jungler's name is...
I was going to say, I think it's supposed to be Witch Hat Black Mass, but because Witch ends in H and Hat starts with H, or maybe it's just Witch at Black Mass. That might make more sense.
Oh, Witch at Black... Okay, sure. Oath just teleports... Doesn't even teleport. He walks back to lane and just kills the Ash Lord.
You know, That was also an interesting interaction where Fiora had almost finished her Q when Poppy pressed W.
Oh, a little invade here from Boostus and Samus. Does everyone just end in us? I don't know. Gid and Aeropox are here, but we're fighting a big 3v3. Saint goes in. They're able to kill Boostus first. Kilgar flashes over the wall to try to get in here. He'll hit the stun card onto Gid, and they'll be able to clean up an extra kill to going Ghost. It's a double kill for Mr. Witch Hat on the Zac.
Oh, that was something. We got to see the value of the early Braum passive, though. There were certainly multiple stacks of it on multiple people at one point. And also Zac bloblets. I think if we paid attention, he regained a solid third of his health.
Yeah, gonna slap Golden into a minion here in mid lane, and Zac doing a lot early. Golden, just get out of there! Oh no, she walked into a card, and Kilgar picks up the kill. Gar, I've made that joke so many times throughout my life. Shout out
You've
to
made
Kilgar,
multiple Kilgar jokes?
So Kilgar is a bro.
Okay.
I don't know that I want to go through a Return of the Middle Sticks history lesson. Oath gets another solo kill in top lane. But yeah, we played with him in OKLCS back in the day when he was but a member of the Oklahoma State team. So, have known Kilgar for a while. I think he's on my friends list. I'm pretty sure he is. So, for several.
Well, that just clears it up. In my mind, I wasn't sure if it was like the same Kilgar, or if there are in fact multiple Kilgars running around.
They are legion. Yeah, I don't know what really to say about this game so far. 400 gold lead for Going Ghost. They have small advantages in every lane but top lane, maybe? But it doesn't really amount to a whole lot.
Yes, there's actually a 400 gold deficit in top lane. Meanwhile, bot is just about perfectly even.
Ooh, a little dodge on the Winter's Bite. Gid takes the kill with the Ignite. Aeropox has to flee away from Kilgar as he comes in with the Destiny Gate, and he'll trade that kill out. A little unfortunate that Gid is the one that picks up the kill, but it was a nice little play from Aeropox to sidestep the Winter's Bite. Now in the top lane, Oath and Ashlord continuing pleasantries. No one likes farming. We like fighting.
Who needs farm? It was certainly in the previous engagement top lane. It was a very ambitious.
Oh, that was a really good riposte, though. Ashlord's going to turn that one. The flash forward gets the shutdown. And able to get out of the tower somehow. Big Pop Blossom, though. 3-man comes in from Golden. Saint is here. They've set Zac into bloblets. They're really focusing on Samus right now, and they will finish him off first. They'll peel back for Zac. The shutdown, the Dragon go to Return of the Middle Sticks off of a nice play.
Boy, things just keep happening, don't they?
They continue to happen, whether we want them to or not.
Makes it very difficult to get my train of thought together on like any salient points because, oh, I'm finally ready to talk about top lane, and no, now everybody who's not a top laner is fighting around the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage of play-by-play is you just, ooh, shiny thing, and then you talk about the shiny thing for a little bit, and you hope that your analyst can keep up, but honestly, whatever.
I'm already having to talk about a lot of champions I'm not particularly familiar with. So I have to take the, a good minute to collect my thoughts of like, okay, let me think of what all of these champions do, and then no, it's gone. The moment leaves.
So you like the support rotation up for Rift Herald. What you don't like is that they've taken like 9 years to stand there at the Rift Herald, and now the rest of the team can get there for Going Ghost. So haven't really gained a whole lot by that support row, but it's the good idea, right?
They also haven't lost anything, so
yeah,
it's fine.
Also true. Maybe Aeropox's sanity being down there alone in the bottom lane.
I would say, as long as your ADC isn't like getting 2v1'd and dying, you always feel pretty fine about that.
Oh, Oath goes in for the Keeper's Verdict, but doesn't connect with it. Ashlord trying to get there. Oh, the Tangle Root just comes in, and Saint finishes off the kill. Just the nick of time on the Nature's Grasp from Saint of Ages.
Melee champion, prob. You know, sometimes they're just so temptingly almost in your auto attack range. I say as a noted fan of melee champions.
Yeah, I think if there was someone I had to pick to play a melee champion, probably top of the list over here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can you even identify a single melee champion I play? Because I can't think of one. So.
Khan is a melee champion.
He kind of counts. I think he's officially a melee champion now, so.
Yeah, Rod of Ages finished up is the first mythic item completion going to Kilgar. Saint rushed a Sunfire Cape, which is kind of interesting.
Let's see. Oh, that's on Maokai. That's interesting. I would say I see that on Zac occasionally, but it's not Zac. It is definitely Maokai.
Yeah, I thought it was usually Mythic followed by the Demonic Embrace. Oh, a little nice riposte there from Ashlord, but there's more than enough CC between these two beefy boys, so...
Boy, that wall is really... That's like the third time I think Fiora has gotten Poppy-E'd in the exact same spot, and it really doesn't look like she's on the wall.
Oh, just play safe bottom, by the way.
Oh boy, that was the ADC experience that Arapox just got.
He outplayed a couple of things, but not enough, unfortunately, to matter. Good trigger pull, though, from Going Ghost. They're going to grab the kill bottom lane, grab a couple of plates in exchange for the Rift Herald top. That's what you like to see, the cross-map plays in gold. That's good.
To be honest, for a second I forgot which team Nautilus was on, and I was curious about
dive.
that.
Oh no, the Blooming Burst doesn't connect. Saint is very tanky. He can just stand there for a while. In comes Zac. Golden is not quite going to tank that one. Oh, she does! The extra tower shot?
Oh no!
What happened? She got killed by TF? Oh yeah, they dove TF. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, how did TF do damage? He's not there. Okay, yeah, he was the one they dove initially. It's been a long day already. Ashlord and Oath fighting.
Continuing to duke it out.
Oh.
Ooh, good dodge.
Does the Q cancel that? That was interesting.
Yeah, that was a new one on me. No, they sort of paid back Kilgar a little bit in kind for what happened to Arapox in the bot lane, though.
Yeah, just play safe.
You know, just be under your, like, mostly full health tier 1 tower. There's no way that goes poorly for you. And it is the horrors, of course, of playing against a Zac in particular. In Arapox's case, they're like, you cannot ward against that champion. Or at least your warding always feels like a 50-50 at best.
Well, Git is finally headed back down there to join his AD carry. Unfortunately, Samus is also here. Gets spotted on Git's ward, it looks like. So we're back to 2v2s in the bottom lane for a brief time until now Kilgar and Witch Hat have roamed down to look for a little bit more action. Oath has finished an Iceborne Gauntlet as his legendary, which is interesting. I think that might be the only champion that builds that. Saint trying to get out of here. He's unreasonably tanky for this stage of the game. I think that's safe to say. Git is lucky that didn't go poorly for him on the Blast Cone. But go in, Pop Blossom doesn't really do a whole lot. Saint is zoning, but it isn't... These health bars are not decreasing in any meaningful regard. And now finally a couple people starting to explode. Boostus gets in, hits the zap. Golden taken pretty low, and the super mega death rocket for the double kill for Boostus.
Watching Jinx auto-attack that Maokai was absolutely depressing.
I mean, the items tell the story there. It's
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, she does not, in fact, have her Kraken yet, which explains a bit. Even still.
I don't expect Noon Quiver Berserker Greaves Jinx to really, chunk through a whole lot of health.
I don't expect Maokai to melt, but I would like to see
the damage happening. Yeah.
Yes. It definitely looked like she was Teemo blinded. It looked like she was autoing, but it simply was not, like, doing anything. But did get the kill through eventually, so I guess it was doing damage.
I think Oath just canceled his auto like 3 or 4 times. That was a little sad. Aeropox has to get away from this tower. As the first tower of the game going to go to Boostus as well. I wonder if Boostus is like, is it the
Boost
ghost
us?
No, if it's the ghost
Oh,
one.
or
Boostus.
Would that be your ghost name?
Yeah, not my ghost name. Someone's ghost name for sure.
I think you'd be a good Boostus.
It is kind of like Maris, but with Boo in it.
Yeah.
Ah, perfectly symmetrical violence. Never solved anything. Here we go, though. 3v2 as Kilgar going to show up. 4v2, the Jinx Rocket. Maybe not a great fight.
And Jinx.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
And that's that. That was a 4v2 if ever I saw one.
Yeah, Golden gonna get some tower, or some damage down on that bottom lane tower. They've worked their way through the mid lane tower. This is a very even game. 700 gold, the only thing separating the two teams. But right now, the stronger item's definitely in the pocket of Going Ghost. That's not going to stop Gid, never has before. But Zac is over the wall and turns that one back around. Boostus on a killing spree. He'll pick up another, and the shutdown on Gid.
Oh dear. Who apparently had a shutdown.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess he did acquire quite a few of those kills.
2, 1, and 3 shutdown.
Which means it's about time for objective bounties to show up. Not really, but if they did, it genuinely wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Oath is still looking for this one. Oh, can't quite hit the second part of the hammer shock, and now Zac is here. Good W from Oath, but he's just running to more danger as Samus is the only one here to try to turn this one around, and now we can play the Benny Hill theme song. Oath dodges the E. He's back in. He's looking for the Zac. Oh, he just doesn't have the damage, and there's so much crowd control. The W, the hammer shock. Oh my goodness. He just can't quite get there. Now Saint is here to make his presence known. He'll pick up one. He'll start whacking away on Samus. Gets the smite down. The flash bramble smash, but it just doesn't matter.
That certainly was a fight. Oath lived for a very, very long time. And he was very close to almost getting 2 of those.
Samus doesn't know he can't really walk up. Okay, he should know now, because Kaisa autoed the ward. If there's some hard CC that comes in, Aeropox can fly in, and the health just isn't really there. Samus is low, but there's just no help coming from Aeropox. Oh, he doesn't have his ult. There's no killer instinct. I think Saint had to be counting on that. Now Kilgar's just trying to run down the AD carry. Boost is trying to run down the support. Samus has to shield himself away from minions, but it's the Rift Herald started for Going Ghost as Golden flees from Fiora in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and we do have the Ghost on Jinx this game, which I was going to mention at the beginning, but I do like that Summoner spell on Jinx in this context. Heal,
TP
obviously,
in
always
from
fun.
Golden, a Pop Blossom! Oh, well, that wasn't quite as exciting as I was hyping it up to be. Ashlord teleports in behind and immediately turns that one back around. Going Ghost pick up 2 more kills in exchange for 1, and they're starting to slowly grow a little lead. It's about 1,000 gold in their advantage.
Jinx now has her Kraken Slayer and a BF sword, so doing damage at this point. Oh look, Malphite's health bar is in fact decreasing. She's done it. She's doing ADC in Season 13.
She's beginning to believe. Dragon up in 35 seconds. It doesn't mean that much in the grand scheme of things. It's Dragon number 2 for either side, so.
And it is a Hextech Soul, so.
Statistically the worst one, right?
Yeah, and I think, well, the statistics I saw said that Cloud Soul is actually the best now, but I don't know about that.
They didn't nerf it, and they nerfed all the other ones, so that doesn't super surprise me.
You could also probably figure something out data point wise that since Cloud Soul isn't, I don't know, maybe Cloud Soul's like not highly contested enough, people are willing to concede it, but teams just get massive leads because the enemy team never fights them for the dragons.
Yeah, Destiny to mid lane there from Kilgar just to complete the rotation for his team. Oath is picking a fight with Ashlord and kind of separated everyone else, but still, teams staring across the chasm as that looked like an accidental Rift Herald. I think he might have been trying to ward, but regardless, it's going to do what it needs to for going Ghost, as now the decision point for Return of the Middle Sticks. They need to find a fight, and they do. They jump onto Kilgar to try to start that one off. Again, a little dyssynergy with the knockbacks there, but Gid finds a hook. They're continuing to go on into the backline. Boostus falls as Aeropox flashes in with his ult. Ashlord trying to turn that one back around, does get the healing circle from the Grand Challenge, but they'll find Witch Hat, and I don't think Ashlord can really approach this fight. This is just a lot of crowd control. They'll bash Zac around for a while and eventually secure that one. But a big play by Aeropox kind of sets that one up. Golden picks up her 8th kill of the game, and Dragon should go for RTM.
Yeah, that was certainly a fight. Unfortunately, Kilgar was standing on vision the entire time, which made going on him a bit... Oh, that's a stopwatch.
Yeah.
Standing on vision the entire time, which did not get swept out. I'm not sure if they had a sweeper available at that point. Brahms is up now. Zac also has a sweeper. I'd like to think one of those was probably available, and they just didn't sweep for it. But also credit to Gid for presumably his wards. Right, who owns the... Oh, it expired. I can no longer check who owns the ward. Meanwhile, though, the random Rift Herald drop mid lane did get pretty significant damage on the inhibitor turret, so...
Yeah, it killed the tier 2, didn't it? Or was that already
Yes,
dead?
the tier 2 is gone.
Okay.
That was there, and the inhibitor turret is mostly dead.
Well, some value out of the...
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know that anyone was able to clean up the 25 gold, even. And you don't get the...
Maximum value.
You don't get the Eternal for killing an epic monster either, because we're playing in a custom game. So, really no value at all for killing that thing.
Tragic. Do you know? I guess it makes sense that you don't get Eternals or that for or challenges for custom games, but oh, Gid in a teeny bit of trouble.
In a bit of a spot. Oh, that was a good ult though. They'll get the pin down. They'll try to CC Ashlord, but he's got the flash plus the Q to be able to take that one in. And now Kilgar gates on in, gets the stun. Oath is very tanky, but I don't think he's quite tanky enough to win this fight. Maybe he is! I spoke a little too soon. The shutdown goes to him, but Witch Hat smacks them into each other. Oath still low, but Jinx slowly tickling with the damage gets the shutdown.
And I think that fight goes a little better, a little faster if Jinx joins it instead of autoing the pink ward to start it off. But, you know, sometimes you see a ward and try, and you just have to go for it. We definitely had the TF alt in the gold card with, who was in it? I think Braum was already standing there, or was it Zac?
I think it was Braum, but...
The damage was looking at a ward.
Well, you know, that ward is 25 gold permanently, whereas the kill is not guaranteed. So you take the guaranteed gold.
I was actually just going to make the same comment. Like, you know you're getting that 25. That kill, that's risky. They could get away. You, in fact, could die if it goes poorly. You're never going to lose a fight with a ward.
I feel like I've lost fights with wards as Jhin and Graves, so I don't know that that's 100% true. Yeah, everyone is really focused on this Baron, for neither team really having great Baron damage at this point. We're getting there for going Ghost, though. The 2-item Jinx starting to really cause issues. Ashlord trying to get the Grand Challenge down, does finally finish that one off, and is that enough to turn the fight? It doesn't look like it. Oath just continues to roll his way through the fight with Ashlord.
Yeah, and does already have the Bramble Vet.
The Buckler stop for the auto. Oh, no, he just can't hit the ult. Now the gate in for Kilgar. Flashes in. They'll be able to finish him off eventually, but...
And now we are exactly tied in gold. RotM did have a 400 gold. Now we are dead even.
I'm going to hit X. All right. What we can surmise from this is not a whole lot. All right, cool. Oh. I honestly, the big thing is Jinx is very fed. You need to kill Jinx. And that should be very apparent through the gold totals. Other than that, not a whole lot to really say.
No. Jinx is actually, if I'm remembering I think she's really building PD. What build it of Zeal and a longsword?
PD.
PD does, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep, need a second long sword to go with the first one, but we're right there. Aeropox also building a PD, but he's an item behind. He also built a chain vest for some reason. Not a chain vest, cloth armor. I'm so used to TFT, I'm just like, all armor, it's a chain vest. Yes.
You know, he built the armor item. Oh, actually, Jinx has gone Last Whisper. So we're going to just sit on the Zeal for a little while. Or maybe we're going to sit on the Last Whisper.
I don't mind it. You need some way to chop through, although... I was going to say, although it's more health that you have to chew through, but that's not even really that true. There's a lot of armor. Yeah. No, go off. That's fine.
Yeah. No, it's not a... I don't dislike the Last Whisper. I just wonder if it wasn't a... Maybe when she was autoing Poppy the last time, it occurred to her that in fact she would like to have an LDR at some point sooner rather than the PD. But I hope it's an LDR and not...
Oath on the flank. Here comes the Nature's Grasp. Do we actually pick a fight off of this? We do. Onto the Braum. Don't want to blow everything onto the Braum. And yet everything gets blown onto the Braum. Golden has to use the Pot Blossom, only hits one, and now everybody's stacking up in this little corridor. Saint is going to be the first victim of the fight. Gid falls shortly after. It's a double kill for Ashlord. It's just kind of a mess. Now Golden walks her way forward. That wasn't Golden at all. That was a sneaky tomato. But on the backline, Kilgard teleports in and somehow finds the lucky cards for the double kill and the ace for Going Ghost.
Yeah, that was... You said it, they have to kill the Jinx, and unfortunately they used every single cooldown on the Braum, who lived anyway, and Jinx just got to free fire almost the entire time. There was simply no CC really left to threaten her there, and that is a 2 and 2.5 items Jinx. And so that fight went about as one would expect that to.
Yeah.
Also, the TF wildcards were... I don't quite know if that was like totally aimed or just sort of incidental, as often happens with your TF Qs, at least when I play him, but I will choose to give Kilgar the benefit of the doubt that that was just an expertly aimed TF Q.
That was a spicy wild card. He's also playing the skin that, like...
The famous skin.
It's actually illegal on ARAM. If you own the skin and play it on ARAM, I hate you. That's all I really have to say about that. But yeah, he's got the item now. He's got the rapid fire cannon for the Extendo Rango Cardo Stunno Cardo.
The long card.
The long boy. It's like a Borzoi of...
Is that what Nasus is when he builds RFC and TFT? He just becomes a Borzoi? He's a long dog?
He is a long dog.
I think it's what Box called all the champions that build RFC or use, what is it, scoped weapons. They just become long.
Borzois are like 70% long, 30% dog.
Ooh,
anyway, a little Baron push. Aeropox is going to try to find Witch Hat on the side. They'll burn a little bit of CC, but Aeropox is just kind of separated from everyone. Now Dash is out, but Boostus is here to 1v1.
Oh no.
And now we're funneling in. This is not the fight I think that ROTM wants. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill for Boostus. Oath is winning the 1v1 though, so they got that going for him. Golden? Oh! I
did get the successful fake out.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the right Nico, but it didn't actually matter in the long run. Tower goes down, kill goes down, and Going Ghost continues walking through. Oath on the other side of the map did win his 1v1 against Ashlord. Very important to note. But now he's got to try to win the 1v4 against the rest of the team.
I believe Poppy has never lost this in her life.
Well,
okay, Poppy lost this.
Now she's dead, so you had the one attempt at the life.
Oh, but now Aeropox back for the...
Yeah. Did buy enough time that I think that they have to evacuate. Just can't quite find the hook to try to turn back a kill or two. And now Going Ghost has an 8,000 lead off of the back of 2 fights in a row. That I don't know that RTM really wanted to take in the way that they took.
No, and once again, they are just not... It doesn't even seem like they're really aiming for the Jinx a lot of the time, which is a bit of a problem. it's one thing to try and catch her and maybe miss, but there's a lot of attention being paid to Braum and Zac in team fights, while a Jinx is just auto-attacking everything with lethal tempo rockets.
That last one was weird just because of the approach, right? So Aeropox approached from this sort of side that we're looking at right now, and
Yeah, it started as a look at maybe a pick or just a duel with the Zac, and then devolved into a full-on team fight.
I think that's, if I had to really identify one issue with Spectral that we see over and over again, it's probably that one. It's, you don't have to fight every fight to the death.
No, and sometimes people are just dead. Sometimes somebody gets caught, and don't turn that into a team fight. Just take the one death and defend. Especially in the case where it's your ADC, and with them gone, you may be missing a significant amount of damage.
That was a really
the
good
1v1.
combo from Ashlord, actually. Yeah, really impressive little combo from Ashlord, but now it doesn't have Grand Challenge available, and the pin into the turret from Oath. Do they have the damage? They do eventually, I'm pretty sure. Ashlord is suddenly doing a lot! Boostus is legendary, gets a pick on the Git on the bottom side. Didn't really see what happened. Airborne dies. Aeroborne? Triple kill for Boostus.
This Jinx is a little bit fed.
That was also a really nice Brummel to launch.
It was very
both.
nice.
It launched Aeropox as he died in his airborne status, and would have launched Golden had she not stopped Zanya's. But 1-0 for Going Ghost. What are we going to take away from this one?
Focus Jinx.
Okay.
Maybe a contention for a possible ban next time. I don't know if Boostus is well known as a Jinx player, or if this was just sort of a one-off benefiting from the lingering arcane buffs. But definitely looked pretty comfortable on the champion in that game, and did Jinx things.
Yeah, it was really just two fights that kind of doomed ROTM. It wasn't a badly played game. It was just two unfortunate little moments, and then the game was over.
Yeah, and that last one did catapult Jinx from having 2 and 2.5 items to 4 completed items in the span of a minute. So,
well, we'll be right back with game number 2. Right, servers are having login issues.
are they?
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I don't know that would matter for us. Hopefully no one logged out. It apparently is mattering for the Premier game, so. Anyway, Premier's up 1-0 over the Florida Southern Mocs.
Nice.
So
I'd
that's
love
cool.
to hear it.
Um,
And more important, League of Legends glitches, it's not letting me claim my event tokens.
oh, that's very sad.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to know that they're having login issues just in time for Clash again this weekend.
Yeah, really serves them well. I wonder.
You know.
Oh, I don't have music playing. It's very quiet right now.
Are we just leaving everybody with their thoughts?
Yeah, I have to pee, so I'll be right back.
No.
All right. As an update, apparently Golden and Oath can't get back into the game either, so we might be waiting
Oh
a
dear.
while. Yeah.
The good news is we're both in. The most important people to be in the lobby. Oh. Oh, we have a new update from Ryan. Now there are also, let's see, player preferences issues, game disconnection issues, and chat issues.
Hi, Meristematic. You are attempting to send "Let's Go Riot Servers, I love Riot Servers, let's go" and Middlesticks chat via an embedded version of Twitch chat. Are you sure you want to do this? Yeah. Okay. Why did you send me a pop-up for that? This LCK Champ Select music that we have, there's like interweaving beats with it that just remind me of the old Yu-Gi-Oh theme song.
Me?
Like a little overarching melody, maybe a...
Oh, I hear it. I hear it. Yeah, it reminds me of the... Actually, I think it reminds me of, what was it, GX? I think that's the Yu-Gi-Oh theme song it reminds me of. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm crazy.
I don't know that I've watched GX ever, so...
You missed out on the glory that was Alexis Rhodes. The My Valentine of GX. I remember being very confused watching GX as a child because Yugi wasn't in it, and I'm like, then why is it still called Yu-Gi-Oh? Never did get a satisfying answer to that one.
Because the card game is called Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, well, did they ever explain why his name is Yugi and no one... Everyone's just sort of like, ah, yeah, that makes sense.
And the rest of them have the most American-ass names.
Joey Wheeler? Well, then there's Seto Kaiba.
That's
Actually, really weird that in theory, you know, like, Kaiba Corp created the modern game. Well, did they create the game or did they just create, like, the duel system? Anyway, he continued to, like, just call it Yu-Gi-Oh! And didn't, like, change it to Kaiba? Kaiba? I see why he didn't change it. Hard to get a decent card game name out of Seto Kaiba. Oh, Scatter with like a summary of the first game, which is things were going well until Jinx incidentally got fed, and then things were suddenly not going well. And that's about it. Everything was going fine. There were actually RotM was ahead. It was pretty even with maybe a sub 1,000 gold lead for most of the game. And then one fight, and the next thing you knew, Jinx had 4 items and killed everything with like 3 autos. So, anything to add, Aaron, to that moving summary of Game 1?
No, that's good. I'm glad you're looking at chat because I definitely wasn't at the time. So, and yeah, now our summary of Game 2 is there is no Game 2.
Where's
Golden and Kilgar and the Ash Lord all got kicked out, so no solo laners for our video game.
Who needs them?
They all got kicked out and they can't rejoin because Riot.
Who needs? Just play an honorable 3v3. It's just junglers and bot lane.
But they're working on it. They know that it's a problem, and they're investigating the problem.
Riot always fixes their problems in a timely manner. Just look at the last clash. Speaking of the last clash, who's hyped for Clash 2 Electric Boogaloo this weekend?
Crash.
I bet everyone's looking forward to playing that one.
Crash 2.
I'm so glad they gave everyone an 8th place orb.
Yeah, that was a little slap in the face, because we won and then we lost.
Yeah, we were finally going to get at least 4th, and then Riot Games said, "No, you're not." We were in a bracket that wasn't like totally full of Smurfs, and then they remade it, and we got a bracket full of like nothing but very suspicious level 37 accounts.
Well, let's see how the league is handling this. Well, we have made a ticket for Victoris.
Nice.
They have not said anything. So.
Hmm. Wow.
What's the drawing game? Scriblio?
Scriblio. That's where my, well, I think I famously misspelled Kale as Kyle.
Alright. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Whoops. Create private room. There we go.
You just like join some random.
Alright. Anyone who wants to play Scriblio, get your asses in here. It's in the chat. I know you're all out there. Come on.
I'm here. It's hi. I'm the uwu. It's me. Are you doing like the league champion word list or just general Scriblio?
It's just general Scriblio. I'm too lazy to find a word list right now.
We have one somewhere from a very long time ago. Oh, here, I have a list for you that's updated as of 2019.
Oh, this one's 2020.
Oh, okay.
So.
Rel was a champion in 2019.
Who's come out since then?
Neela, Milio,
Cassante. Oh.
What would we do without the black gaze? Who else is new?
Is Lilia on here?
Yeah, Lilia's not that old. Or she should be on there, I should say.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Was Akshan out already?
Yeah, I have auction. All right. We forgot Belveth.
Belvussy.
Renata.
Renonquaglonk.
And they have Zeri on there. So yeah. Okay, we're good now. Everyone get in here. Get in here.
Oh, where's like TJ? Get in here. I think that's TJ. Might not. Could be someone else. Not that it really matters.
I don't want you guys missing out on the points, you know.
Somebody will be crowned the
Oh, there we go. We got Samus. Let's go.
nice.
Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. That's enough. Whatever. We'll go. Oh, I need to show this on stream, don't I?
I mean, it would help if you actually wanted to entertain the stream viewers.
There we go. Okay. They're all League of Legends
Everyone guessing they're
champs.
all League of Legends champions.
Oh no.
Oh, very good, Neela. Or at least it was the most identifiable part of the champion.
Yeah, I got it
The minute it was
immediately.
blue, I got it. I'm like, oh.
No, we're doing all League champs. Ah. What?
Aaron,
What?
what do you mean, what?
Oh. Okay.
Thank you. God.
Oh. Oh.
I got there with you.
I hate that so much.
Why was this actually extremely clever? I now know what it feels like to be in the presence of genius.
I'm not excited for drawing. Okay, we're good.
Oh, I am. Oh my god!
Oh, wow. Oh no. Ash. Okay.
I'll be honest, that was my random guess just based on 5 letters. Oh god. What does this look like?
Man, Boostus is letting you down there. Oh,
Oh.
you have to spell the whole word out, which is unfortunate. He had it. Okay.
Yeah, and Aurelian is always spelled with an O, which I hate.
Garrett.
The Jigglypuff shown from above. You know, I may not get to see my champion pool represented in the games, but it's sure been well represented in Scriblio tonight. Oh, apparently the servers are back.
Oh god, what do these actually look like? They're like...
Clearly it's a bell sprout.
It's supposed to be... Oh god.
Everyone's with you.
Yeah. League servers are back?
They are. We have the Ashlord back in the actual game lobby.
Oh, someone got in. Alright. Oh, Golden's back, it looks like. Okay. Naruto. I don't think that's really allowed. Oh my god. Wait. Oh no. It's Stromboli, it's not rat at all!
You thought it was rat, but was Stromboli.
No.
Oh.
What is happening here?
No?
Drugs. Oh no. Illaoi? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're still getting people loaded and we have a draft link it looks like, so.
How did everyone else know what this is? Oh.
Alright. That's enough.
Yeah. Stop the count.
Scriblio.
I'm winning.
Jack won. We
Yay!
did it.
I liked it much better when the champions I was supposed to guess were Yumi and Janna. But we started getting into Yasuo.
I feel bad about the Alawi one. That was actually not a bad picture for Alawi, but...
No, it wasn't. My brain just wasn't working.
Yeah.
Like, once Alawi came up, I was like, ah, yes, that was Alawi.
Well, all of Going Ghost is here.
We're just missing
Everyone's here.
Aerofox. Oh,
They just
yeah,
need to
everyone's here.
jump up. Yeah. So we just need everyone to get into order.
Oh, it's like doing a parade lineup.
All right. They're all ready. Oh, they're drafting. Pog.
Oh.
You have the do you have the link? It's in the chat.
Yeah, let me copy it for you.
I have it. I'm good. Are you?
Oh, yes, I have the link. I'm already
Okay.
watching it.
Cool.
Okay.
We're good. Welcome back. We're playing League of Legends again. No more Scriblio. Time for Scriblio is gone. The Age of the Orc is here. Yeah, these are the same bands so far. Going Ghost, if we recall back to a very balmy, like 30 minutes ago, one game went off of this back of two snap fights, basically, that our TM just kind of funneled in very strangely into. They're going to ban Jinx this time as a little departure, and the Maokai first pick for Going Ghost.
I think a good idea to ban the Jinx after the last one. I'm sad that we will not get to see any Milio gameplay. I love that champion. But the tree is back. But now on the other team.
And we get a monkey to go in the tree. Excellent. Monkey. Wukong.
What is that from?
I don't know. Our friend group does that a lot, and I have no idea.
Okay.
I should probably
Maybe
know.
it's just from us.
Maybe a little sketchy. Maybe it's a bad reference that I should.
Yeah, we're about to be canceled. All of my political ambitions dashed.
Look at what he said on twitch.tv/middlesticksgg. Leona's going to be locked in for Gid. Yeah, once again, we pick frontline. We ballin', we team fight.
Do we see the response front line like we did the last time?
Well, we already have Maokai, so...
Yeah, but does he get a buddy?
Solo dive Maokai.
Morgana, the traditional Leona counter.
And Varus, purple champions. Excellent. I like that lane. That's a really solid lane for Boostus and Samus. What are RotM gonna look for though? What pairs with Leona? We saw the Kaisa last game. It didn't go super well, so maybe they're looking away from that. Although early lane was fine.
Yeah.
Caitlyn.
Looks like we have the Caitlyn.
I don't have a particular feeling about that one way or another. I don't think the champ's like super strong right now, but
Caitlyn is like the most neutral ADC. I feel like she's, aside from the points where she's very strong, she almost always was like the baseline of like she's never really been bad.
She also
You're never like,
never really
oh no,
got
a
her,
Caitlyn.
Yeah, she never really got her arcane buff, which is kind of unlucky for her.
You know, she was actually the one who Arcane came out, and I feel like they almost immediately nerfed her. The lesbian was too powerful.
Yeah, she could still go with Jace though.
Nah, she and Vi are definitely a thing.
What? All of it. We stand bisexual Caitlyn on the stream.
Fair. I just don't like Jace as a character in that game. Let her be bisexual with anyone else.
It was kind of weird. He was like, haha, here I go killing again. Oh no, I'm sad I killed one child. But... Zig, the champion Zig, is locked in for Golden. She's playing a male champion. Everyone,
Yeah, she lied to us.
This has occurred. Anyway, it's really hard to play against the champion Zig. There's a lot of circles that you have to go through. And if you don't deal with the zone control very well, it can get kind of tough. It also sets up a big poke comp for RTM and a lot of zone control, I guess we'll say. But Echo and Cassante kind of disrupt zone control along with Morgana. So this is a really interesting team comp from Going Ghost.
Yeah. Do you think... I guess I'm hoping... I don't know. I could see it going either way. I could see either Lethality Varus or On-Hit Varus both having a solid place.
I feel like you have to go on hit, especially now.
I was going to say... Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I like Lethality. I like On-Hit better, just because you do need somebody to actually do consistent damage. I think, depending on your last two picks, you could have tried to go Lethality and answered Poke with Poke. But especially into Shen, Wukong, Leona, if you would like to kill them ever, you probably need on-hit Varus.
It's kind of weird there's no, like, obvious Shen delivery mechanism, right? Normally you have that automatic dive champion. Leona, Wukong are fine, but they're not, like, the traditional big, I am the Nocturne, or I am the Shen, go in, buddy, target, we're diving.
Yeah, they're both sort of, they do it passably well. I should say they certainly both can execute it. You can get a good Leona E in or a Wukong stealth in, but you're right that they're not the. They don't have the immediate access that some other champions do.
Yeah, it's not a Nocturne. It's not a like a. I'm trying to think like really classic ones, but that's where I'm at. Nocturne.
Nocturne has the ultimate in. I am in. It'll be interesting how they play out the fights with Caitlyn and Ziggs both wanting to stand very far away and poke, and the other three champions wanting to go in. I think it can be executed on very well, but so hopefully we just don't see these slightly split calls where Caitlyn and Ziggs are playing at their max range while their melee champions are meleeing.
Yep. I will be right back. Just a second.
Oh, you're leaving me alone with the stream by myself? I can't be responsible for this. Well, you know, if you had to like deviate from female mid laners, I suppose the Yordles are a fine deviation because they're not. It's not like Talon. If you decided that Talon was going to be one of the 10, that would be a little more suspicious. I'm trying to think of anything to say to entertain the stream, but I'm being left to my own. Oh, thank God.
Jack lit the stream on fire? Oh no.
I did. It's burning.
Well, that's
Oh,
okay.
we got word from Golden that she was told to learn 10 mid laners and decided that Ziggs was the one.
10's a lot. Do you need to learn 10?
Maybe it's 10 total, including her existing pool. All right, let us not contradict the decision arrived at by the team. 10 is a very deep pool.
But like, where's Annie? Where's Zoe? Where's Lux? Talia?
No. Zig.
Katarina?
10 every week.
Well, yeah, the rest of them aren't many. Like, I'm saying we have a list to go through.
Oh, she already knows how to play all the women. So.
Oh, okay. We have to expand. First to Yordles and then to the realm of men.
How many rings did the Yordles get?
0, canonically, unfortunately.
Oh, does Golden really already have M7 on every mid laner? Is this a fun Golden fact we're learning?
Every single one, I'm pretty sure.
Wow,
I've seen it.
Good for Golden.
Alright, now that we're done harassing RotM's mid laner.
Interrogating. It wasn't a harassment, we were just curious. And now that the question has been answered, we could leave her alone about it.
Hello, HR? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I have hockey up in the background. The crossover
now that we're done
only
harassing, what's our plan?
What is our plan? I don't know.
What do we fill the last 2 minutes with?
I don't know. We talked about high school mascots for a long time. That was solid content, I think.
Yeah, we could move on to college
everyone was
mascots.
just enthralled. I don't know that that's so exciting though. Like,
yeah, my college mascots they were like really generic. Although actually, Simmons' mascot is the shark. Interestingly enough.
I went to Colorado State. We were the Rams.
I think it'd be funny if you guys were the Sharks. You know, in a landlocked state.
Yeah. No, we were the Rams. We hate the Buffaloes. We hate the Cowboys. Yeah.
That all feels very Colorado.
Well, Cowboys are
like,
Wyoming, but yeah.
I would say Western U.S. Out there.
No, the real fun thing, so you go back to school, and then like the third week of school was always the CU-CSU football game, and they'd do the Grill the Buffs rally, and they'd hand out buffalo burgers on the plaza, like the football team would be there, and the cheerleaders, and the pep band. It was very fun. So you just go in between classes, grab yourself a nice buffalo burger, and pretend like you had
What's it like going
school
to a real college?
You know, honestly, like, really good experience for me overall. I don't know that I would do it particularly differently. It cost a lot of money, unfortunately, but, you know,
See, I did the inverse, where I did not have any college experience, but I did save a lot of money in the process. I enjoyed it well. I had a lot of non-traditional students at my school, so which was interesting to like take college classes and get perspectives from like 40-year-old parents who were going back to school. So it made class discussions a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I think it was very important for very, very introverted me to like be almost bullied into social situations because like I lived in a hall with 14 guys. We all shared a bathroom. Like you get unnecessarily close during the course of the semester, but like one of them is still one of my best friends.
Yeah. You say 14 men in a hall, and I just immediately picture like Vikings, like in the long hall.
No, unfortunately, just like a regular hallway, unlike hotel rooms, is a very apt comparison if you've never been to a dorm or seen a dorm in your life.
I have
But
seen them in movies.
yeah, you and your best friend for the entire year are stuck in a room together.
Oh, that makes sense.
I didn't get along particularly well with my actual roommate, but it was always fun. So like reminiscing, from my mountaintop or whatever. But it was really fun. Like 4 or 5 of us had Xboxes, and we all played Halo and Call of Duty, and that was when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. So we all got that, and then immediately like would play online every single night together, and like it was very fun and not conducive to studying in any way, but it was really good in terms of learning how to actually be a
Socialization.
person. Yeah, outside of home, and then
I think that is the underrated, very important aspect of college.
but yeah, I completely understand it's not for everyone and shouldn't be for everyone, but I had a valuable experience. Anyway, we're in League of Legends, Game 2. Golden Ghost returning on the blue side, up 1-0. They have, again, it feels like the tools that they need to necessarily deal with the ROTM team comp, but ROTM has the much more straightforward execution to look at, right? You're looking for a front-to-back fight. You're looking to poke people. It's very simple, whereas you've got to get like an echo flank. You've got to get kind of like a weird Cassante angle in order to really make the GG team comp work. In a 5v5 fight, could all be for nothing if we just steamroll lanes, which happens, but...
Yeah, and Varus is not quite the... Varus can do a lot of damage, but not quite the same threat that the Jinx was. I respect the Varus. I don't fear him the same way I fear a 4-item Jinx.
Yeah. Will be interesting to track his build, see exactly where he goes. There's not like huge stacking tanks, so I don't expect that we'll see any really cheeky AP or anything like that. Golden kind of bullying Kilgar in the mid lane. They have Saint hanging on the bottom side. Kind of interesting 3 camp clear into mid lane, it looks like, and now he's going to go contest these bottom side camps. No, he's going for a mid lane gank. He's actually really going for it.
I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect the look.
it. It's always hard, like, what was the expected value of that gank? I don't really know, but it did pressure Kilgar a little bit. So maybe that was...
Maybe you hope you just get into, like, panic flash by startling them. I think that can happen sometimes, and, if you think about it for a second, you know that what really are level 3 Wukong and Ziggs going to do that's going to 100 to 0 you? But if you just react to, there's a jungler in my lane. Anyway, continue.
I was going to say, it also didn't cost Saint a whole lot. Like, he just walks through mid lane to his top side, gets a little damage down. Like, it's fine. I'm glad he didn't burn anything. No one burned anything in particular.
Yeah. It was a fine look. The ultimate drive-by.
What I am more interested in, I haven't played top lane since Cassante came out, so completely unfamiliar with how any matchup against Cassante goes, other than they pick him in LCS and he seems like he CS's and then doesn't do anything the rest of the game. That's my big experience with that. So we'll see how Ashley pilots it.
I honestly don't have a fix on, like, does that champion scale, or does he fall off? Because in LCS it feels like he falls off.
It feels like he has a way that he needs to play team fights, and it's really hard against a coordinated team to play him that way. It is maybe my read. I don't know. I, again, could be just talking out of some orifice of mine. This is a good little bit of damage, and it looks like Oath's doing a little bit better on the trade. I hate his skin that he's wearing, though. The Psyops skin line was really just a waste.
Yeah. Those are spectacularly boring skins. I also still, my Riot Games conspiracy theory, I think they were a totally different skin line. Well, the skins look the same. I think they were only called Psyop because that was when, like, Twitter was really big on the Psyop meme. Like, it was very timely, and the skins came out immediately, and it was just a little too... Maybe Riot Games, like, predicted the Psyop craze? Hang on, let me stop in case something interesting happens top.
I don't think so.
Oh, you
Again,
almost got the
don't know
knockback
like the
against
kill
it.
thresholds. Yeah, Maybe I just shouldn't cast Cassante. I don't know. This is our learning experience here. He also doesn't get picked in games that I'm in. And
Yeah,
I didn't
think
really
I've
play
seen
the
it.
game when he came out. Like I took a little break for the off season last year, and that was approximately when he came out. So I missed the height of Cassante mania, and I just don't see him. He feels kind of like a lost champion almost.
Yeah, he's up there with Neela for me of like, oh right, he came out.
Neela, I at least see every once in a while, and it just pops off, and you're like, oh yeah, that champion. That one's okay. And surprisingly has a very high win rate right now. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of it. I think that it's going to be played at MSI.
Well, I hope so. I'd heard that her problem in, like, pro play is she's another one who's very easy to punish with a coordinated team, because you just zone her off of XP and minions because she's a melee champion.
Kid gonna get caught by a dark binding here. It's gonna set up Kilgar's stun as well. They'll throw in the Zigzolt just to try to deter, but Witch Hat has the little surround, and Kilgar finishes off the kill for first blood. Meanwhile, Boostus has to ghost on out. Aeropox walks forward for an extra auto. Oh, he's got the Shen ult. Can he survive long enough to get Shen in? He does not.
No.
And now Oath is in maybe a little bit of trouble. Forward, he gets the autos, though. He finishes off the kill. I'm a little surprised he was able to get that one. And now Saint has to escape using the Scuttle Crab to ferry himself out. But 2 kills in the blue side quadrant for Going Ghost, and the 1 kill in top lane for RotM.
Yeah, that was an interesting fight there where, like, somehow, just based on positioning, it was actually a Going Ghost that seems to have control of RotM's jungle.
Yep.
That was like, we watched Morgana flash deeper into the jungle to safety.
Yeah, the flank from the Maokai in particular paying pretty big dividends. Dragon did go over to Saint and return to the middle sticks, though, so not without a little prize for ROTM, but Witch Hat even gonna make sure to get a little extra and grab the blue buff away from Saint.
You know, Witch Hat also playing the creepy Maokai skin. Very unsettling face.
Is he
if you
Totem
ask
or
me.
Charred? I didn't...
That's Totem.
Okay.
Yeah, well, now we're back to the placid lane state of CSing.
Ooh, the placid one. Nice. Throw out your librarian vocabulary just a little bit.
According to oh gosh, what was her name? According to the girl who wrote My Immortal, Lake Placid is a gothic movie. Perhaps do not watch.
Lake Placid is where the Miracle on Ice happened. That's what I've got for you.
Oh. That's definitely a thing that I've heard of in passing.
Very important hockey game. Maybe the most important one. The U.S. upsetting the Soviet Union 1980 Olympics.
Oh.
There's like
Makes
4 or
sense.
5 movies about it. Yeah, level 6 though from Boostus and Samus. Gid is gonna try to engage, which is kind of the only thing that champion does. So a little unfortunate there, but Boostus able to take the kill. Oath is looking for a little bit more, but Ashlord goes all out, and that was it. All right.
Gid suffering from Leona's rhythm where her only option is in.
Ooh,
And once
now
she is
setting up the
in, she
dive.
can
They have
sometimes go deep.
Saint and Aeropox underneath the tower. Level 6 doesn't save Aeropox here, worth noting. Saint has his, though. Cyclone going in, trying to finish off the Morgana, but she's got a stopwatch. Aeropox gets dove. Witch Hat is fine? Oh my goodness, he just can't quite find the kills. That could have been 3 kills for Saint, but the Dark Binding is good from Samus. Only gets the 1, so 1 for 2 on the dive. Well, 2 for 1 on the dive, I guess I should say, for going Ghost, plus the extra kill on Gid. Their bottom side shaping up once again.
Yeah, it definitely does seem to be going that way. Although this time, Morgana has picked up 2 of the kills, so it's not quite the... at least they're not all going to the Varus. Although Morgana, not a champion you can totally ignore damage-wise, assuming that she is going towards Leandries, which it looks like she is. Well, she definitely is, with a lost chapter in her inventory.
I'm curious if it's a lost chapter to sit on and you just rush a Zanya's. I've seen that before, but...
Does Zanya's build out of Codex?
Does it not build out of Codex?
I have no idea. I'm genuinely asking. It builds out of Arm Guard.
I thought it was Arm Guard
Stopwatch.
Codex Stopwatch.
You might be right.
I don't know.
You're
for
probably
sure.
right.
Oath is fine, by the way. Just a couple of health, and he'll be able to limp on out of there. Should be
Couple of health, which was a few more than he needed.
And not quite to his Heartsteel. Oh, the dive from Kilgar. He's got his ult to get out, and a nice solo kill for him. Good Black Shield, though, onto Samus, and Gid is once again very sad playing the Leona champion that only goes in. Oath is still looking for this one. Saint is here to try to turn this one in, successfully does. So top side of the rift going okay for ROTM. Bottom side continues to get worse and worse.
Yeah, as it turns out, both of the top laners were still in lane at that point. But bot lane is a little concerning, especially since Caitlyn will run into her power trough. Well, she's sort of already missing her spike at this point. If you're behind on Caitlyn at the 1-2 item mark, especially the 1 item mark, they're definitely hoping for late game.
Yeah, I don't know that it gets any better now for the bottom lane of Return of the Middle Sticks, so kind of clenching time down there, and we'll see if they can continue to scale a little bit.
Definitely, it gets...
Oh, Saint picks up the Rift Herald and then immediately finds 4 people there to wait and try to jump on him. Looks like he should get out. They're even going to throw in the Shen ult. Saint taken pretty low. Oath does appear, but I don't think that he really wanted to. Golden is just trying to do any damage that she can, but unfortunately the Ziggs cooldown's a little excessive at this point. Oh, Ashlar didn't quite pop him back over the wall. Witch Hat falls to the auto attacks from Golden. Oath just trying to navigate his way out of this one. He gets the Blast Plant out to safety. Aeropox and Gid will pick up a couple of tower plates down in the bottom lane. That'll help ease a little bit of the pain that they've been having. Oh, the flash re-engage from Gid underneath the tower. They get the lockup. Do they actually have the damage with the ignite? Someone dies up here. Varus is fine. Boostus lives, but Ashlor did not.
Didn't have mana for Caitlyn all, it looked like.
Oh, he's staying, though.
Oh?
Which, maybe now Aeropox will get the... I don't know that he's got enough damage now is maybe the other issue, but could be another turret plate at least.
Caitlyn does 425. I think...
He's got more
Yeah,
than
I think
that.
it would have. No, Boostus is only at 400 now. But with armor, it would have been close.
Yeah, with armor it would have been close had he immediately fired it, but now I don't think there's any shot, unfortunately.
No,
for
not
Aeropox.
now. Now it's too late. But Caitlyn, sort of one of those things I think is almost always worth firing it off. The cooldown's not that bad, and especially when you're about to go for a recall anyway, if you just throw it out, it'll almost be off cooldown by the time you're back in lane.
Anyway, I think it was a really important kill, actually, that Golden picked up on the Maokai. That kind of
Yes.
helped stabilize the mid lane there. It's unfortunate that Aeropox wasn't able to grab anything, and Gid dies again in the bottom lane. So you really have to watch this difference between Boostus and Aeropox as it starts to develop. Right now, it's not looking super significant. It's 2 daggers, which is completely manageable. But if it continues to snowball the way that it's been going, we'll have to watch and see how that develops. We're looking for a dive into the bottom lane. Saint and Golden are here. Oh, they're going to satchel charge the tower. That's actually really nice. Saint gets the free engage. Never mind. Black Shield. Now Aeropoc's in trouble as Kilgar just going to dive through. Has his ult available if he needs it, and he does need it, unfortunately. Witch Hat throws out the Nature's Grasp. They all stand behind Leona. And there goes the Aftershock proc. Now a little bit less tanky, but everybody just going to zip their way back to the tower for the time being.
Yeah, Wukong, one of those champions that simply cannot get through a Black Shield. He just has to wait it out. Right? Nothing in his kit does magic damage, does it?
The clone might. But I don't think so. I don't think so, because then you can tell it's the clone if you have magic damage done to you. Yeah, that sounds stupid. Yeah, no, not the clone. I think it used to, though. We're still setting up for a dive. Samus tanks an unnecessary tower shot, though, and that might signal the end of that one. You don't have an ult on Kilgar. Yeah, I don't think you have enough ways to really juggle aggro for the 3-man dive. Oath wants his heart steal. Oh, Aeropox cannot be there.
No, unfortunately. Oh,
no. Maybe?
Oh.
We have the Shen ult. Oath is here. Gets the taunt. Autos has the ult back away. Oath's still looking to chase, though. At least get your Heartsteel proc. Oh, never mind. Oh my god, Kilgar does so much damage. Jesus. Ace in the hole coming on through. Gid on the side with the solar flare onto the Echo. They finally all meet there. Leona gets the kill. They'll finish off the Maokai as well. It somehow works out for Aeropox.
Not ideal that Leona got the 750 gold shot down, though.
Yeah.
In fact, of everyone involved, really the last one that you wanted to get the 750 gold. But I believe time for Gid to pivot into full AP Leona and just one-shot them.
Yeah, but have you considered a dead noob is a dead noob? That's what my grandma always used to say.
Did she have that at a needle point on the wall?
Yeah. It was honestly just hanging above the mantelpiece every time you walked in there. And
where it belongs.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting. Airbox's model was entirely inside Gid's, and I was just watching him on the phone going, why is he continuing to heal? It's already full health. Why are the numbers going up?
Leona gets the overheal now. Oath trapped under tower. Ashlord going all out and doing pretty well for himself. A little bit of health gain back by Oath, but it just does not matter. The shutdown for the Cassante.
And that was we have something developing bot lane.
Yeah, it is definitely developing. Kilgar back to full health, goes through his shield, and now Ashlord teleports in. Saint has to spin his way out of the bottom side of the fight, and he is running toward Boostus and Samus, who are not interested in turning around on him for some reason. They're instead chasing Aeropox and Gid off to the top side. Chain of Corruption not quite able to connect. Boostus ghosts on in for a couple of autos. Dark Binding lands onto Gid. Now maybe they're going to look for Wukong? I genuinely don't know what's happening. I feel like I'm having a brain aneurysm.
There were like 3 separate fights occurring, sort of. We had Cassante and Echo kind of fighting Ziggs and kind of just leaving. Maokai was sort of having an honorable 1v1 with Wukong, and then the bot lane. We were just fighting each other.
Oath and Golden are going to walk in. Oh, they don't quite get the steal, but maybe they can get something off of this one. Kilgar can't get over the wall. Aeropox finishes him off. Oath flashes after Boostus. No ghost on the Varus, but unfortunately has a lot of help waiting in the wings for him. Taunt lands. Oh my god. Heartsteel's a good item. They're able to get the shutdown, and it goes to Caitlyn. That's very important. And they'll get the lockup onto Ashlord as well. And RotM all of a sudden have a 1,500 gold lead.
Yeah, and I think this is very big for Aeropox especially. We're going to get the... Caitlyn might be slightly dug out of her natural trough, because the Varus is not really snowballing ahead of her. They're actually, just about even on items. Let me check their gold. Caitlyn, in fact, 700 gold up now, and 2,000 gold unspent, so...
Yeah, this is a pretty big buy. I think Samus is going to be very rude here. Yeah.
Can they pull it off again?
the immediate Oath Saint snap to the Rift Herald is kind of interesting. I feel like Going Ghost, if they were aware of this, would immediately go there and contest them, but they seem blissfully unaware.
Is ignorance bliss in this case, do you think?
It's about to be pain here in a couple of seconds when it dies.
Oh, Maokai is Oh, yep. Just a little bit too late.
Why did he clone? What is happening?
Didn't tell you. I don't know.
Ashlord is here. We're going to Cyclone. Oh, he gets knocked through the wall. That's pretty pog. In comes the Mega Inferno Bomb. A lot of damage coming through. Ace in the hole not quite enough to finish off Ashlord on the top side of the fight. Look at the taunt onto Maokai, able to finish off Witch Hat. Kilgar teleports into the top side. Or maybe just walks in. I'm not 100... No, he didn't teleport, because that's still not on cooldown. Not quite able to finish off Golden, and he'll just dash his way back out.
The ult is down, though, slightly importantly. That was a fight.
Yeah, these feel much more disjointed than we're used to seeing. Normally it feels like in these gold games everyone just presses their buttons on each other and you get a big climactic fight. These have been very disjointed. Git is going to die, and Aeropox cannot stand in the parallel convergence, and luckily doesn't. And now we might fight over these raptors.
I think ROTM looking a bit more coordinated than Going Ghost this time so far. They seem to have been, well, the fights have been a little weird, but they seem to have more often been grouped and fighting as 4 or 5 against a slightly less coordinated Going Ghost squad. I wish, can we check, like, how much damage was in mid-game?
The Moss Stomper just stole the blue buff, and no, I don't have API access, so I cannot.
Tragic.
And even if I did, I wouldn't know how to use it, so. I guess I do have API access. I asked for it at one point because I was going to do a thing, and then I never did a thing because it's way too much work to try to use Riot's API. Anyone who does genuinely mystifies me. Like, very good. Anyway, it's 11 to 11. There's nothing really between these two teams once again, which is what we saw in Game 1. And then there were 2 really bad fights for ROTM. I know that we're biased calling them bad fights for ROTM, but they were bad fights for ROTM. They weren't necessarily good fights picked by Going Ghost, but they definitely caught the throw very well.
Yes.
IMO.
That's a very apt description of what occurred last game.
So now it's up to ROTM to not fall back into that same trap. I think they're in a little bit better position where they're not losing side lanes right now. Like, there's no Fiora ticking time bomb that's going to happen. You just have Oath beating up Kilgar in a side lane on perma.
Yeah, and there's no... Again, the Varus is not Jinx. Varus can still pop off and do a lot, but it's not quite... We won't see, I think, the same explosive teamfight damage that we got from a lethal tempoed 4-item Jinx with rockets. Varus will not be 3-shotting the entirety of the ROTM squad at once.
Yeah, that said, Kilgar is doing 1 billion damage, and if he gets backline access, which we've seen him have a couple of times out of nowhere, it can be very devastating to the comp that ROTM has. That said, this looks really nice from ROTM. They're going to group up and do Baron. And why not? They can afford to lose a tower or 2 on the bottom side. That shouldn't bother them too much. They can even give up a 3rd dragon. That's whatever. You take the Baron now and you try to get a big gold advantage, and then you fight for every dragon after that. I like this.
Yeah, that was a very good look for them to realize that, were there 3 people visible on the tower bot side? So.
Yeah. And they might not even lose the 2nd tower. They can teleport back right now. It's just Gid right now. I don't know that that's necessarily the one person you want to have back to defend, but it's enough to chase him off.
Unfortunately, it was just against Cassandra and Morgana, who were not the fastest tower pushers. Also, yes, Morgana did in fact sit on the Lost Chapter and finished her Hourglass first, so good call on that one.
Wowee. Mage support itemization. I'm an analyst now.
I've heard that mage supports have a very high degree of satisfaction to play again. Although, I guess Morgana doesn't... She doesn't really count. She's a weird one.
Didn't she have her own category when they made that, like, categories thing? It's just like, this is Morgana. Anyway, here are the rest of the champions. Ashlord is... Alright. The Cassante flank into the team, cuts his own health, and then dies. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, that's Shen ult down, though.
Yeah, that is
And
a nice
Zigzag.
cooldown. It did force the group up. Oh, Flash Taunt lands onto Samus. And he Black Shielded Boostus, which, means he has to stopwatch. Kilgar's onto the backline, though. Kilgar's just ripping through Aeropox right now, but he doesn't quite have the damage thanks to the Flash. Meanwhile, Witch Hat finishes off Oath. Kilgar finally gets rooted up by Gid. Saint is still alive, but he can't escape Boostus. It's just carry v carry action right now, but Boostus eventually falls. It's a double kill for Aeropox. Golden and Arrow flash forward, a triple kill for Aeropox, and they'll continue wrecking their way through the base. Cassante's back up, though. He doesn't have his ult. I don't know how much that matters. Again, not familiar with the champion. And that's it. We're backing off, I guess.
Yeah, that was a very solid push from our team. That was a... That felt like this whole game in a nutshell. Once again, a kind of weird fight. We saw the Ashlord behind 3 of them, and then tried to ult out back towards his team, but more or less kill himself in the process. And then it just sort of spiraled from there.
I'm just really scared about if Kilgar can get another item or two. Like, there's no defense coming through for Golden and Aeropox. There's no Zanya's Hourglass. There's no Guardian Angel in the works for either of the carries for ROTM. An Echo almost one-shot Arrow. Like, very close. If he didn't have Cleanse Flash, that was a done deal.
Which means the difference we're looking at is perhaps just, if he even had a few more stacks in his Medjais, but if we get even one needlessly large rod.
I think he finished the Nashers after that last death, so that might be the big deciding factor. Anyway, minute 30 on Dragon, so ROTM need to try to clean up a little bit of these minion waves and secure that one. You don't want to give up Cloud Soul for free. Kilgar scrapping with Oath, who is happy to do that. Oh, they find Ashlord just in a bush. I don't know what's happening right now, and I have not the faculties to really announce what's going on, but it looks like Ashlord is dead, and that's now godlike for Aeropox, 7-2. Oath is apparently just fine fighting 3 of them on Perma up here on the top side, and it's going to signal a big push for ROTM.
Yeah, the 3v1 against the top
from
laner.
Boostus, they're still looking, they are determined that they're going to kill Oath, and they're probably right. Maybe they're not right.
Maybe?
He's over the wall. Samus is here just to try to stall, but there's nothing to stall. Okay, well, Piercing Arrow finally finds him, ghosts his ass down. He was going ghost, and he did, and went, and gone. And there's 35 seconds to go on Dragon. They got both of the minion waves shoved in. They got the inhibitor on bottom lane. This is a good setup from ROTM. Unfortunately, their top laner is dead for 28 more seconds, so they kind of need to buy that time for Oath to be able to join the fight, which he can immediately with Stand United. Oh, it's a little flank. Oh no, they find the Morgana to jump on first. Samus has to stopwatch immediately, but now the flank is really costing them. Aeropox is legendary. He somehow found himself into a little pocket, but now he gets ulted by Cassante. Saint just trying to spin around. They're focused on Wukong for some reason, of all people. They eventually shut down the Caitlyn, and it's gone all wrong for ROTM.
Oh dear.
It's a double kill for Boostus, and that'll be the Cloud Soul for going Ghost, unless Oath has some weird heroic that I don't want to see happen on my screen.
It was a good look at first, and then the Morgana first item, Zanya's, really did buy all the time that she needed. And then it was just another oddly split fight where Cassante sort of zeroed in on Aeropox, and unfortunately I don't think Again, don't know much about Cassandre. I just don't think Caitlyn ever wins that 1v1.
Let me
Or she shouldn't.
set up a little creepypasta here for you, right? Your return of the middle sticks. Let me give you a 3-word creepypasta. Cloud Soul Echo.
Oh no.
The man already doesn't have an ult cooldown, and now he really doesn't have an ult cooldown. He can just kind of jump in and out with impunity at this point. Alright, Baron is spawned. This is where it might not matter, though.
Interestingly enough, Echo still missing an ulti hunter stack on Shen.
Ult's used onto the Maokai, immediately trying to pull the trigger to catch Witch Hat. The Chrono Break from Kilgar annihilates Aeropox on the backside. Gets the chunk through on Saint as well. They're trying to peel back around to their DPS, which is golden right now. But can she actually do enough to matter? Saint finishes off one. Kilgar's back on the top side to be a menace. He'll get the passive proc. He's Z driving out, but he gets taken down by Saint, and it's 2 for 3 on the fight. Ashlord can't quite finish it off. It's a triple kill for Saint on the Wukong, and it's just Boostus left alive for Going Ghost. And now Saint and Oath and Golden are going to try to trio this Baron.
Oh, that was a sad moment to be a Caitlyn.
Was that just
Echo.
a straight one-shot on the Chrono Break? That was insane.
I think there was a fight happening on that part of the map a little before, and I think Caitlyn was chunked by at least a Q or maybe an E. I don't think it was a total one-shot, but it was pretty close. It certainly looked like over half of her health was just gone.
It's a 3,500 gold lead for ROTM, but they're down a Cloud Soul, which you have to imagine equates to about a 3.5k gold advantage. So I'd say we're pretty darn even once again. Baron buff on all 5. I'm pretty sure Gid got it. He was up just in time. Nope, Gid didn't get it. Very sad. 4 Baron buffs for ROTM.
Echo is also now level 16 and has completed his Rabadons. But level 16, Chrono Break, 30.5 second cooldown.
Yeah.
He can do that twice a minute.
And then
almost.
If he can get to a couple more stacks on his Medjais, he'll get the CDR on that. And, boy.
And if he kills Shen, he'll get his final ulti hunter stack.
That's a little tougher of an ask, honestly.
Yes, that's a participate.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Aeropox takes a Dark Binding, which is about a quarter of his health. That's kind of surprising at this point, but RTM really kind of tentative on this push. Mega Inferno Bomb used just to chunk through Samus. Kilgar's looking for a flank on the side. He's found Gid for his first target. Gets a gigantic shield. There's just no damage. Oh, now finally the damage being returned. Samus is going to be the first victim of the fight. Kilgar is able to escape all of this, and now he's on to Aeropox. He sees the Caitlyn in his eyes and takes him down. Saint, meanwhile, an Oath fighting on the front. Golden flashes forward looking for a little bit of extra damage. Can they eventually chunk through these tanky members of Going Ghost? It doesn't look like it. They'll escape for now, but the push is on for ROTM. Kilgar's had to retreat back to base as he recalled from mid lane after killing Aeropox. Just trying to clear any minions that he can. RTM now have it grouped up. They have 1 inhibitor down. They should be able to get the second inhibitor. They have to be careful. Play around Golden. Ziggs on the backside. Left exposed. She's fine, though. The Mega Inferno Bomb does quite a bit of damage. Golden eventually falls to the Chrono Break. Saint down as well. It's just Oath and Gid. This might be your last Ulti Hunter stack. There it is. Boostus
sure
takes him down. And Going Ghost holds their base. They lose both inhibitors, but still alive in the game, and now a minute 30 to go on Elder Dragon. Gid, you need to get out of there, bud. Okay, Witch Hat not... Why are you fighting him? Gid, run!
Lee.
Gid? I
don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we got to see Miley.
Oh, no, the teleport. This is... Yeah. Aeropox is going to get run down now. And...
Oh, no. Look at how fast that Echo is.
Unfortunately paying for the sins of Gid there. That's a double kill for Echo, and now it's going to be so hard to contest this Elder Dragon.
Although, Going Ghosts do not quite have their waves under control yet. There is just a super minion down the middle of the mid lane, and bot is absolutely still pushing in too.
Ult from Golden just to try to chuck the Varus. Oh no, she's exposed, and Kilgar smells it. He's in, dives in with the parallel convergence. There's no helping the Ziggs. Saint gets caught by the Chain of Corruption as well. Gets knocked through the terrain by the Ash Lord. And now Going Ghost has 5 strong versus 3, and they're gonna... I don't know what they're gonna do. They're going to Elder? They're going to Elder.
There we go, now I can catch up. For a second, my spectate lagged, and you were a little ahead of me, and it wouldn't let me speed up to get back to live.
Alright. Elder Dragon secured for Going Ghost. They have a 4,000 gold lead now. They have the Cloud Dragon. They have the 25 stack Medjai's Echo.
He is a spooky boy.
What's his ult cooldown?
29.67.
Really?
Yes.
Does he not get... Oh, you get move speed. They don't give you CDR anymore, you get move speed.
And more on your ult or something.
And the passive bonus is M-Pen. Okay, well, yeah. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, it
well,
used to have something to do with ult cooldown.
Yeah, I was hyping that up, and then I was just completely wrong. That happens from time to time, unfortunately.
It does make him a zippy boy when he ults, though.
He is a very fast boy. He's very fast by default.
And then he is even faster. Did Echo get an arcane buff?
I don't think so.
Or do they just... He was only in, like, what, 1 episode or 2?
They
He
forgot
was
about
there.
They forgot about his arcane skin even for a while, and then put it back in the game later. That's this one, the Firelight skin. Shout out to Firelight.
Oh, is that what that skin is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's supposed to be him in the like bridge scene. Which probably my favorite scene of the show. Really well done.
I guess I've just never really seen that skin in game. Doesn't help that he has like 6 auras glowing around him either, though.
Yeah. I like that Morgana's
Every time.
block animation is just broken right now because she has too many auras. That's also very funny. Yeah, Baron started up for Going Ghost. Kilgar has teleport, and that is a threat. 1,000 health! Oh, just not quite in time on the Mega Inferno Bomb. I don't think you fight this one if you're Saint, and he's finding out very quickly why he doesn't want to fight that one.
Well...
Binding gonna land onto Oath. He's not getting executed because of the shields now. His clone gets executed, and then he gets executed on the backline because Echo's on the backline. Gid falls. Aeropox did not get executed, even though he's at like 100 health. He's going to die to a sapling, and that's going to be very funny content right here. Boop. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Echo just didn't ult.
Oh.
He was probably CC'd by Leona or Caitlyn, I would assume, but his ult was not used, and that is why he died.
Regardless, it's Golden and Oath v the World.
The World.
Right now, and the World doesn't like them very much.
No. They need a Cho'Gath to eat the World.
My son, Kale, has eaten a paper towel.
He's
very
being Cho'Gath.
stressful. He is being Cho'Gath. Very timely. Boostus is dominating. They're continuing to work their way through these Nexus towers. Golden is still alive, still kicking, and there's still a Nexus tower left. So the game is not over. Oh, they can't quite... They do find Samus on the end of that one. Saint bops him, and... now it's a 10,000 gold lead for Going Ghost, but how much does that matter when everybody's nearing full build? Not that much in the grand scheme of things. And RotM is still alive. That's the big major talking point that we have.
Yes, Aeropox has finished a GA. I don't quite know how much that helps against Echo. That actually feels a little more like you just are going to respawn in range of his ult, probably.
Maybe the team can then pay attention. Golden in trouble. Oh my god! Is there a little bit of damage? Okay, we were focused on her. I was very scared for her well-being there for a second, but...
And the thing kind of has been happening that I was worried about at the beginning of the game, where you have Ziggs and a Caitlyn trying to play at their range, and then you have a Shen and or Wukong and or Leona that are just going very far in. Which isn't necessarily wrong. They aren't champions that have an easy time peeling back for their carries, but it is allowing Echo to sort of get off the uninhibited flanks on the backline.
Well, the great trap wall has been set. No one shall pass this mid lane tower. Luckily, the cannon minion has longer range than that, so he's just fine. Shooting away. It's like a person operating the cannon, right? Oh, Aeropox gets caught by a Dark Binding. Now we find out if the Guardian Angel purchase was worth it. Kilgar gets locked up. He's still alive, though, in the middle of all of this. And it's just falling apart for ROTM now. They don't quite have enough to chunk through this. And it's a double kill for Boostus. They can't get onto the Varus at the end of it. An ace for Going Ghost. Only Kilgar falls. And they'll take a 2-0 win. Those were two very close games, though.
Yes. Boostus very quietly apparently became 13-3 at some point. I didn't really notice Varus picking up the kills in the fights, but it was clearly happening.
Yeah, really good series from Boostus. The echo from Kilgar, though, just devastating, was basically the big impetus for the turning point of the game. Just able to one-shot Aeropox, and then Golden, and then Aeropox, and then Golden, and
then ROTM simply had no damage left.
Yeah. So congratulations to Going Ghost. They'll improve to 2 and 3. Our team falls to 1 and 4. I think that's it for the week. Oh, actually, I have no idea if that's it for the week. Hold on. Is the other game still going? Oh, they're into game 3. Okay, so if ROTM wins on Friday, we'll have a playoff game for the Premier team on stream.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
Exciting.
If they don't win, we might have Crowstorm. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't checked to see if they actually scheduled their game. But Friday, maybe check out the channel. That's going to do it for us. Any last words for your adoring fans, Alvander?
Oh, my many adoring fans. You're all welcome. I didn't set the stream on fire, and I am the reigning and eternal Scriblio champion. We will never play again.
All right. Go watch Lane in Game 3 of the Premier Team. Give a shout out to Lane and Kyler. And we'll see you guys on Friday.
We need a little on-air sign to tell us when we're off air.
I mean, I have one. Because I'm controlling the stream.